Support LaneSide. Get something cool.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of LaneSide Reviews. As always, I'm the bearded beast, Rob Johnson, joined once again by Scoops Porter. And we've got some really exciting stuff to show you on this episode, so why don't we take it LaneSide and see how it's stacked up.
All right, guys, welcome back. As always, we're joined by the wonderfully coiffed and beautifully haired Wayne Porter, our speed dominant player.
He's bowling on the easy house shot.
And he's striking
Yeah.
on the easy house shot.
Yeah.
Now, we are looking at the new Kinetic Black Ice.
Yeah.
Now, the Kinetic line has been synonymous with good scoring since Track first brought it out.
Yes.
The Platinum has seen a bajillion honor scores done. I think Liz Culkin throws like an honor score a week with that ball.
Pretty close. She posts a lot.
Yeah. So they brought it back out. This one has a new cover to it. Which brings a little bit more performance.
Yeah, it's the QR7 Pearl cover stock.
Okay. And that's how's that finished?
It is 500, 1,000, 1,500. Sierra.
So those Sierra pads,
yeah, with the Crown Factory compound.
So no polish on this.
No. Just compound.
Yeah, just to shine it up so that it gets a little bit more length, but doesn't really fill up a lot of the those peaks and valleys in surface.
You get on your durometers.
I think it needed more surface there.
Yeah.
Now, when we look at this ball, this core is a 248 040 06, which means it's a fairly easy revving core. Differential of 040, it's I would call it a medium differential ball.
Yeah.
And at 006 asymmetry, it's actually more symmetric, like very symmetric.
They're playing with the edge of that number on a lot of the new equipment, I've noticed.
They are.
Like keeping the hook window tight, but getting that nice continuous motion through the pocket, right?
Now, I think we've seen a lot of this. Track has been putting out some balls that go a little bit longer, look really good as later hook or I would call burn balls.
Yeah.
If you've followed our show before, watched the drill room, we've talked about arsenal construction. And when I look at a ball that's a 245 or less, pearl in that symmetric line, I start looking at late hook and burn.
Right, yeah.
And this one, actually, I really, really like this one in the late hook spot, even for our speed dominant player. You can see that the pattern that we're on here, usually we try to keep him fairly fresh, but he's gone after a fairly strong covered ball, where we've opened up the friction. And you can see just how much, even as a speed dominant player, he's able to get that ball to hook.
Yeah. It's just got a very nice continuous roll to it. Yeah. I won't say continuous all the time, but
now once again, here's the
bonus.
The bonus.
Boom.
What we're seeing from a lot of these slightly asymmetric or slightly symmetric asymmetrics, we're seeing a much shorter hook window, but much better roll through the pins, and you can see we've got. Motion-wise, only about a 5-board difference, but you could see it was about 6 feet longer. Still very sharp.
Now, I have a question, since we brought that up real quick. Do you think they're doing this because of the lack of weight holes?
I do. Yeah. I think that they're creating some shapes. Here you are with it, and you can see just how strong it is when it sees the friction. Yeah. They're creating shapes specifically to fill holes in the line. And I think they're starting to specialize certain lines. Like track, we've seen a very certain motion from. Hammer, we're seeing a very certain motion from. And I think they're specializing those brands to really take advantage
of having all seven.
Because they can create balls, a line of balls with a certain shape. Yeah. And then another line of balls in another brand with a certain shape. Yeah. So that they can have much better selection across.
Now. This line reminds me of another company.
Okay.
I think that's what they're going for with the extra length and the coming off the friction.
Yep.
Right?
But they don't have polish anymore, so they can't do that.
No, exactly. So
look how strong this thing is.
I really enjoyed throwing this ball just because I could really wheel it.
Yep.
And get it to do some pretty awesome stuff.
Now, when I talk about late hook and burn on this, we've drilled these up with the layouts that I've shown in the Arsenal construction.
Yeah. Which you can find on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yep.
Go to LaneSideReviews.com. It'll take you straight to our Facebook, and we've put up all of our stuff there.
Yeah.
Ooh, forgot to get around that one.
That one is a little flat. Yeah.
When we laid this out, we knew what this ball was for a little bit later hook, for when they transition a little bit or when they're starting to burn up.
Yeah.
We put the layout for that on it, and it's really accentuated the motion.
Yeah. You can definitely see that you can take advantage of it.
This, as you said, this reminds me of a ball from another company.
Yeah.
That has this very specific shape. It's been in their line for a very, very long time. And it's not something that I've had access to through the Brunswick lines before, which I really, really like, because before we had the Tempo that came out.
Yeah.
We've had like the Turmoils and stuff. They were a higher RG balls, but the covers never seemed to be as responsive.
Yeah, it was.
They were responsive, but they weren't like stop on a dime responsive.
Yeah, like this is like I see friction. It is time to go.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
and this is what we're really seeing.
Like, where'd it go? I'm getting close to like being off screen. I mean,
You're
that
in my
was
territory.
Yeah, that was a flat 7, but still, I mean,
you're one board too far left to carry that.
And that's what I mean.
Good Lord.
And 4 frames that could be carrying.
Yep.
So
this is a ball that I see definitely going into tournament bags.
Yeah.
It might be a little strong for house shots if you have a lot of friction.
Yeah.
But you can change the surface a little bit to get a little bit more length.
Oh, I mean, we're talking like it's at the
1,500 right now.
Yeah. So we can bring it up to 2,000 or 4,000, right?
That's probably the first thing I would do is I'd probably either take it to 3,000 or 4,000 with polish.
Yeah.
Now here you are. We saw the bonus. Look at the difference in the reaction we get between the two.
Wow.
Yeah. We're talking 5 boards with the feet, but you also threw it out 5 boards.
Yeah. So that was like overall 10 boards.
Yeah.
And then you got to think of how much further distance-wise it crossed, right?
And here you are with a couple of different looks at it. One going a little deeper, one going a little bit more at the friction.
Yeah. I had fun with this ball. This was definitely, I was happy when I was throwing this ball.
Now, I've been looking forward to this ball for a while. I did not get a platinum.
No.
I needed something. I've been trying to put together my arsenal for going down to the regional in Buffalo, which is on the 40-foot Don Carter, which is like a glorified. It's what we've been on the league, so it's like a glorified house shot.
Yeah,
but you really have to keep your angles straight starting out, which means you're going to burn a hole in it.
Yeah.
So where you saw that one, it was kind of fast. It got there, but it was
Yeah.
I mean, it struck, but it was What I liked is when I started moving left with it, because I know exactly where the friction is. I could get a little bit more stronger hand position, and I could try to
do that.
Yeah, I could try to just throw it to where the lane had friction.
Yeah,
and then I had no fear that it was going to see it. It wasn't going to blow through it.
Yeah, it definitely. I think it's definitely a hard ball to throw past the break point.
Yes. I mean, you can do it if you really want to.
Yeah, like you can prove me wrong. I mean, anybody can. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying, though? It just, when it sees that friction, it starts to grab and make its move. And it makes it very hard to throw it past it.
And that's why we call this, that one was, did not get that one out at all. Yeah. That's why we call this one a late hook ball.
Yeah.
Because we want to bring that surface up and use how fast response that cover is, so that when you have to get those extreme angles, you can get it through the oil, and as soon as it sees that friction down lane, stop on a dime and turn.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, for you people that are going to say, okay, well, you said it's closer to a symmetric, so why am I not throwing symmetric? Because it still has that little hook window.
That's right.
And there's times that you can drill the pocket a number of times with the symmetric and just not carry anymore. And you're not throwing a bad ball. It's just where
the way
it's coming
that it's deflecting,
right?
Yep.
So that's why you need a ball like this to be able to.
What it does is it allows me when a symmetrical would be either too continuous, or the hook zone was too long.
Yeah.
This one makes it nice and short, so I know when I throw it to the friction, it's gonna see it and start to move. And when I threw the tempo, I really liked the tempo. It actually had a nice big core in it, but I felt like because it was higher RG, it was a little harder to spin up than this one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is I think we said 248, so it spins up a little easier.
I have the same problem with the higher RGs.
See how fast it saw?
Yeah. I mean, I've thrown some good scores with high RG stuff.
Yep.
And I mean, there's a place and time for it for sure, but sometimes it takes a little bit of a drier front or something to get it for me to hook up the way you want. Where this one, because you're seeing the friction, and like you said, it's not quite high.
Yep.
It's like just below high. So, I mean,
yeah, it's hard to describe. Like this ball, you want the higher RG so it doesn't spin up as fast, but you want it to see it. And I feel like this cover sees the friction better down lane. And because it's a smaller core, it keeps its energy a little bit longer with that shorter hook phase. It just has more at the break point.
Yeah.
And you can see that was me throwing it pretty flat, wristed. So it's going to be pretty close to the bonus.
Yeah.
With a similar release. You can see here I am with my bonus. God, I love that ball. The ball is so good.
Yeah.
You can see I think I've got it about 3 to 5 board different, maybe. It's mostly just the shape.
Yeah. You were in the oil a little bit more there.
I had to.
Yeah.
Because of how fast it is.
Yeah.
And then we have versatility.
Yeah.
Where I'd most likely be playing this ball much farther left and trying to get it to see the friction. And that's where you see the difference in the shape. Boy, I'm really impressed with this ball. I'm looking forward to throwing it on Sport Shots.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you laneside.